Welcome, fourth graders, to week 6 of our Number Talk video series. This is on number lines. What I did is I actually pulled up your learning opportunity from Tuesday, so we could actually go over those problems together, so you can see how you did. If you didn't do the learning opportunity yet, please stop the video now and go back and do it. If you did do the learning opportunity already, please pull it out so we can actually look over it together to see how you did with this. So when we look at the first one, we know that we're going from a dead of 2 to 2. That's a total of 4 units. So if we went in the middle of that, it would be 2 units here, 2 units here. So we know 0 is our middle value, and there's a 0. Then, if we broke this up, what's the difference between 0 and 2? 1. 0 and negative 2 would be negative 1. Now, we're not looking for those numbers, but I'm just marking that to help me guide myself. Now, we have to find 1/4. Well, 1/4 falls between 0 and 1, and we know that first, well, wait a second, what's half of, right? Half of 0 and 1 is 1/2. Half of 0 and 1/2 is 1/4. And then half of that is 1/8. So our 1/8 would actually go right there. Now it says find 1/2. Well, 1/2, well, if this is 1, 2, so 1 and 1/2 would go here. And then if we're looking at a debt of 3/4, well, that falls, well, there's our debt of 1/2. There's our debt of 3/4. So, I mean, give or take, yours may be off a little bit, but more or less, that's what it should look like for you as you lay out the first problem. Let's look at the next one. You are going from a debt of 4 to 6. So again, if we think about the distance from those two numbers, that's a total of 10 units. So then halfway in between them would be 5 units here and 5 units here, which puts us at 1. Okay. Then, if we moved over, we think, okay, well, wait a second. If that's 5 units, what's the halfway point of 5? Wouldn't that be 2.5? So if this is at 1, this would be at a debt of 1.5, because that's 2.5 units away from 1. Went the other way, 2.5 units away from 1, or 2.5 units less than 6, would actually put us at 3.5. Okay. Now, the one number we haven't found is 5 they're asking us for. Well, if we think about this, I'm going to do this in a different color. Hopefully this will make a little more sense. If we think about these units, we say, well, this is 2.5 units away. This is 2.5 units away. Well, if I'm moving from 3.5 to 5, that's 1.5 units, or only 1 unit from 6. So this would be roughly where 5 is. I mean, if we want to nitpick that, maybe it goes maybe just a smidgen, to the left. I mean, maybe a centimeter, if not even a centimeter, maybe a millimeter to the left. But that's roughly what yours should look like. So we should have your debt of 4 to 6 is a difference of 10. So we know halfway is 5. So 5 less than 6 is 1, or 5 more than a debt of 4 is 1. So that's our middle number. And then we broke that down from there. Let's look at our next one. We're starting at a debt of 1/2 to 1/2. So the difference between these two is 1. So the midpoint would be 0. Now what's neat here is, if we broke this down, well, what's halfway between 0 and a dead of 1/2? Well, that'd be a dead of 1/4. And then what's halfway here would be a dead of 1/8. And then on the other side, what's halfway is 1/4, and then what's, again, halfway there would be 1/8. So when we start looking at this, we see that from here to here should be the same as what's here to here. I won't kid you, that looks a little off. So I'm kind of enticed to think that this needs to be moved over just a smidgen, and this needs to be moved over a smidgen, so that our dead of 1/4 should be here, and our dead of 1/8 should be there. And then it's more proportional, and then our scale is it's a more accurate scale with our values, because this is 1/4, this is 1/4, this is 1/4, and that's 1/4. So then they're all about the same size. Again, this is roughly, give or take. Hopefully this helped give you a little guidance with your number lines for this week. And if you have any questions, please, please, please come see myself, your teacher, or ask a friend. See if one of your friends is understanding and have them explain it to you. And be willing to be a skeptic. If you're confused, ask good, candid questions, okay? Thank you.